Ever feel creatively constipated? Alright, buckle up, my peeps, because what you're about to witness is pure, straight up, artistic guesswork. Get ready for a masterclass in winging it. In this painting session, I'm working on the forehead and the eyes, and for those expecting a flawless demonstration, just know that painting for me isn't always rainbows and unicorns. Sometimes it's more like trying to assemble IKEA furniture with only an Allen key and a vague sense of hope. But let's talk about the color palette, shall we? And to keep at least this part simple and straightforward, we'll stick with the exact same colors I used in the last painting session. Mars Black, Payne's Gray, Deep Violet, Cadmium Red, Deep Hue, and Titanium White. Alright, so here we are, brush loaded and ready to, well, attempt something. Now, for those of you expecting a detailed breakdown or glazing techniques or the secrets to perfect looking fur and hair type strokes, prepare to be disappointed. Because honestly, I'm mostly just hoping for the best here. And the goal is to come out the other end with something resembling a cow's forehead and maybe, just maybe, a few laughs along the way. So as you watch me put this first bit of color down, remember that I'm just making this up as I go. I'm just seeing where the paint takes me. Now, wondering what all this frantic brushwork is supposed to become? Feast your eyes on the reference photo in all its photographic glory. Pretty cool picture, right? But how do I get from that to a completed and realistic looking painting? Yeah, good question. And that forehead is looking mighty difficult because it's slightly out of focus and hard to distinguish exactly what's going on there, or at least I am struggling with finding my way around this area. It's like trying to understand a conversation happening just outside the room. Like you can hear the general tone, but the specific words are muffled and unclear. And even though it might feel like this photo is not helping me, it actually is because it is somewhat of a roadmap or directions or half directions with vague landmarks that somehow lead you to your destination. Anyway, it's better than not having anything to go by or guide you. So, back to my attempts of making this forehead look presentable. Man, I really hate not being in control. And that's probably what this is all about, my dear friends. My need to have it all figured out because I clearly don't know how to tackle this, and I'm winging it hard here and feeling insecure and vulnerable. It's that familiar artist's dread, the fear of not being able to translate what's in my head onto the canvas. And it's easy to get caught in that spiral, isn't it? To feel like every brushstroke is a potential disaster, every color mix a step further away from your imagined goal. You see other artists creating these seemingly effortless, stunning pieces, and you think, why does it look like they're casually creating masterpieces and I'm over here just hoping for a miracle? But here's the thing I'm trying to remind myself, and maybe you need to hear this too. That feeling, that fear, and that insecurity, it's normal. It's part of the creative process. It means that you care. It actually means you have a vision, even if it feels frustratingly out of reach at the moment. And let's face it, if painting was all smooth sailing, would it even be as rewarding when you finally nail it? Yeah, probably not. It'd be more like getting a participation trophy. It's a tug of war between thinking you can just quickly progress on a part of your painting and the dread of going completely blank in that brain of yours, leaving you stranded with all kinds of unpleasurable feelings and some really desperate attempts of brush on canvas, hoping it'll somehow resemble what you have in mind. So yeah, there's a part of me that just wants to throw my hands up and say, forget this forehead. Damn you, cow. But the other part, the stubborn, slightly pig-headed part of me says, nope, you're going to figure this out, even if it looks like a hot mess for a while. And that's kind of where and when the magic happens, or should I say the chaos. winging it. Because sometimes the only way to get past that overwhelming fear that I have no idea what I'm doing feeling is just to keep moving. Seriously, just keep going. It's like Dory says to Marlin in Finding Nemo, "Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills, when life gets you down, you know what you gotta do. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming." So yeah, just keep painting. Especially when you feel like throwing your brush across the room and smearing random paint all over your canvas. Don't do that, okay? Unless you're going for an abstract vibe or something like that. But if you're like me, making somewhat realistic looking creatures, be careful with angry, uncontrolled brushstrokes and random paint placement. But you do need to experiment. Try things. Make a mess. And yes, screw it up. And then learn from all of it. Because, spoiler alert, it's the mess ups that get you to the good stuff. Trust me, your best work will come after you embrace the chaos. Think of it like navigating a maze in the dark. You can stand still, paralyzed by the fear of going the wrong way, or you can take a step, feel your way around, take another step, and feel again, and eventually find the exit. Painting can feel a lot like that. It's about trusting your instincts even when they feel ridiculously shaky. It's about giving yourself permission to not be perfect, especially in the early stages. That annoying, ugly face, which I'm still in, as you can see, and you want to get out of that face as fast as possible so you can start feeling better about your work and yourself. But it's a messy and frustrating part of the painting journey. Questioning yourself every so many minutes, wondering if you did it right or if you just screwed it up permanently without any chance of redemption. Now, even though acrylic paint is forgiving and it's relatively easy to fix mistakes, those negative thoughts and anxieties tend to speak way louder than logic. Sound familiar? Okay, so at this point, I decided to abandon the forehead, at least for now, and jump over to the eyes. I was actually getting really desperate, staring at that stubborn patch of chaos, wondering if it was ever going to come together. So I figured, okay, why not shift gears and work on something I actually feel a bit more confident about? It's like telling your brain, yo, chill, take a breather. Let's nail this part for now and then circle back. Sometimes, when a section just refuses to cooperate, it's just smarter to stop fighting it and work on something that feels a little bit more natural instead. Now, for me, painting eyes usually is a bit easier, so if anything can lift my spirits and inject some sanity back into the madness, it's getting these little windows of the soul set up just right. Even though everything inside me was screaming, I have to fix this stupid forehead right now. Well, sometimes the best fix is to step aside and win a smaller battle first. There's no prize for banging your head against the same stubborn patch of canvas for a prolonged amount of time. So, stop being dramatic and shift gears, girl. Now, getting those eyes looking a bit more real kind of tricks your brain into thinking that you know what you're doing. After nailing the eyes, the painting feels less like a disaster, and it's way easier to build around something you're proud of than it is to wrestle the whole thing into existence from frustration alone. And let's be real for a second. The pressure that we put on ourselves as artists is downright insane. We're supposed to be these fountains of endless creativity, always bubbling over with fresh ideas, effortlessly creating beauty on demand, like it's no big deal. I mean, who decided we're supposed to have this magical well of inspiration at our fingertips, ready to spill over at a moment's notice? If we're not constantly creating something beautiful, we start to feel like we've somehow failed, right? It's like society expects us to be on this never-ending roller coaster of innovation, that we can pull something amazing out of thin air, anytime, whenever, wherever. And don't even get me started on the perfect part, because apparently it's not enough to just make something. We've got to make it look like we did it without breaking a sweat. Well, that kind of pressure, that's enough to make you want to crawl under your desk and binge watch Netflix until the entire idea of art feels like a distant dream. But here's the kicker. We put that pressure on ourselves. It's all in our heads. And the worst part, we think we're supposed to make it look easy, when deep down, it's anything but. And that's because we're human. We have bad days. We have creative blocks. We have temper tantrums. As if we're supposed to have a direct line to creativity itself, or plugged into a storehouse of ideas. Access to this creative superpower where perfect techniques and flawless visions just appear at our fingertips, where every idea is perfectly polished and waiting for us to download it. No mess, no stress. But let's be real. That's not how it works. If it was, we'd all be cranking out masterpieces without ever feeling stuck. Instead, the storehouse is closed. The creative hotline is disconnected, and in my case, you're just staring at a blurry forehead, wondering if you should just paint it green and call it abstract. So, if you're watching this and you've ever felt that same panic of not knowing what you're doing, that vulnerability of putting your imperfect attempts out there, you are not alone. Trust me. I'm right there with you, wrestling with this blurry patch of skin, hair, fur, whatever. It's like a puzzle piece from a different box. Seriously, you ever feel like you're just trying to make two things fit together, but no matter how hard you try, it just won't fit? And here I am, painting away like a maniac, hoping to find the right shape, color, and the right texture, trying to blend a bit here and layer a bit there, but no matter what I add, it's just not sitting right. It's like the paint's not even listening to me, and the brushes are taking on a life of their own. Okay, before anyone jumps in with, Mimi, this sounds so sad, and you're dragging me into your pit of despair. Okay, just pause. Hold on a minute. I already told you that this is a masterclass in winging it. So let's be real for a second. I am not here to sugarcoat anything. I hate pretending like everything's all rainbows and unicorns when it comes to my creative process. And I sure as heck am not going to sit here and make it look like some perfect little packaged art journey when it's a hot mess. What is that going to accomplish? Transparency is actually very high on my list. If you can't handle the unfiltered truth, well, I'm sure there are many other channels you can go to and videos you can watch to keep living in that fantasy. I'm here to show you the real side of being an artist. The part where you have zero clue what you're doing, where you try and fail, and where the only thing that keeps you going is that sheer willpower to not throw that brush at the wall. Well, if you've never found yourself in a total creative mess, not knowing where to go next, then hey, more power to you. Let's have coffee. Tell me your secret. You must be living the dream. Like, for real though. That's just possible in dreams though. But if you have been there, feeling completely stuck, questioning every brushstroke and wondering if you'll ever get this thing right, well, welcome to the club. Because in all honesty, we've all been there, staring at a canvas, utterly frustrated or confused, unsure of what's next, and wondering if we even have what it takes to make it through. And maybe, just maybe, by showing you this messy, insecure process, we can all give ourselves a little permission to just be human, to just mess around, to be flawed. Progress is progress, even if it is chaotic, all over the place, without a clear plan or direction, and an overall hot mess. Let's be artists who don't always have the answers, but who are brave enough to pick up a brush and try anyway. Stay happy, keep your peace, and God bless you. Bye-bye.